Well, hello and welcome to all of our viewers around the world. I'm Fiona Langsharp, IBCLC Director of Communications and MC here at Gold Learning. Welcome to everyone joining us. Here today, we're talking about our Gold Tongue Tie Conference coming up right around the corner here. And we are so excited not only to have you with us, but of course, all this amazing education that we're going to get. And I know many of you who are still in a state or flux of questioning and trying to understand what's happening. This is your opportunity to learn from your peers, from professionals around the world, researchers who have really taken a deep dive into this topic. Here today, I have my very good friend and colleague, Sejal Fichadia. Thank you so much, Sejal, for being with us here today. You're talking about strengthening the bonds after frenotomy, infant massage as a recovery strategy. Well, we know that after frenotomy is it's really that's some of the I think even the angst as professionals we have because we know it's not always a perfect solution. It really
Mhm.
is more about the journey. So Sejal, I know we're going to be talking about strengthening the bonds after frenotomy and infant massage as a recovery strategy. So I know you're an infant massage educator and you're going to be sharing with us some of the tools that we can share with clients and how this has enhanced the behavior in, the post frenotomy. We know even as professionals ourselves, whatever capacity we work in, when we are faced with some of the things that we have to share with families, there's a lot of unknowns that happen in this time. So tell me, a little bit about your experience in terms of how you've been able to even grow in this field, in terms of, educating and sharing with families some of the things that they can do.
Mhm. Thank you first of all, thank you for having me here. And as an infant massage educator, and a lactation consultant, I love combining the two, kind of things that I have on my resume to help parents kind of navigate this post-frenotomy journey, which can be, like you said, full of angst sometimes, and sometimes it's, um, you know, the unknown. Like we are all worried about what's the unknown because it may be a change, and it may be a change in feeding. It may be a change in the way parents are with their babies, or the babies are with their parents, right? So what I would like to um, think about when I'm helping a parent post frenotomy is how can the parents way of being with their babies and the way
Mm,
they touch their babies be helpful in not only just decreasing the baby's pain, but also um, the parent's own regulatory capacity. So,
mm,
um, you know, the part of our brain, the insula, does not know the difference between a visceral pain, which is coming from our organs,
right.
and emotional pain. So there is a combination of both for babies that have tongue ties, because they have some sort of visceral pain when it comes to being gassy or bloated.
Right.
So what we are thinking along the lines is that all of the pain is basically coded the same in our brain. And if we can teach parents to use touch, you know, um, to help their babies, intentional touch, basically, and something that is connected to the person's body or the baby's body. And the intention is to ease their baby's pain, right? And
Right.
when you ease the pain, you're able to bond with your baby better. You're able to feel confident in your ability to be the parent that you want to be for your baby, especially
Hmm.
after a frenotomy. So it is not just that the we are decreasing pain, but we are improving the connection.
I
So
love
that
that.
is why the title strengthening the bonds, right? So not only are we strengthening the baby's tongue and the rest of the body with infant massage, but also the connection and
Mm,
the bond between the parent and the baby, right? So that is why we are seeing more and more people talking about how any sort of body work helps babies, right?
Right.
But what we are trying to do with infant massage is give the parents the power, I would say, to help change the baby's perception of pain. It's not just the
Mm,
perception, but the reception of pain. Okay.
right.
So that's why I love talking about this topic.
Well, and I think the research is really clear when we look at massage and how it impacts the body, and it relieves and reduces the cortisol. I mean, it's solid research. I mean, it's been around for a very long time, even if it hasn't been equated a
Yeah.
lot in the infant period,
Hmm.
but it has been in the human body as a whole. The research, most of the time is done in adults.
Hmm.
But it is fascinating. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about is what I see with parents is that they almost become paralyzed in their ability to care for the infant because I think, and I think that's normal because, there is this sort of cause and effect.
Hmm.
The baby is now, maybe upset or sad, and they are still trying to navigate what exactly is happening.
Hmm.
What is it that is causing the discomfort in the infant? And so it almost becomes I almost see parents sometimes step back and go, I don't know what to do, like this, So yeah, it's so wonderful when we can come into their space when they invite us in, and we're in community with them and we can model this type of behavior.
Hmm.
I can only imagine that the success rate when, they have the ability to have the
Hmm.
power, when
Yes.
we, empower them
Hmm.
to use these tools, that it probably changes the trajectory for so many things. Um, and so is this something that you have been seeing as well?
Yes, I have. So if we can decrease the amount of stress prior to doing any post-frenotomy care for these parents and babies,
Mm,
we can bring the stress level down and
right,
the energy in the room will shift, right? So if you
right.
bring the stress level down, the handling of pain or the
Mm,
handling of any discomfort that comes with
mm-hmm.
doing post-frenotomy care. And post-frenotomy care is different for different areas of the world, right?
Sure.
In some areas of the world, there is a lot of, kind of emphasis on doing nothing and just releasing a tongue tie with a frenotomy and then um, going forward. And in some parts of our world, we have, extensive post-frenotomy care. So
Mm-hmm.
whichever part of the world we are in, infant massage is not going to, kind of hurt these babies. In fact, it will only help. And the
Right.
more the parents touch the baby, they are, doing the task of having the therapeutic envelope, but it's
Right.
in their hands versus our hands. And
Right.
so then they become like, okay, if I can help my baby calm down before we do any of the post-frenotomy care,
Mm-hmm.
we can do it with more efficiency. And it's not
Right.
like their shoulders are all tensing up and their breathing is all rapid because they're stressed out about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is
Yeah.
something that's really interesting, has been coming up a lot in the work that we've been doing here at
Hmm.
Gold.
Hmm.
We talk a lot about regulating and regulating ourselves and so forth and so on, but really looking at the long-term, solutions for
Hmm.
the entire family. We're back to this, not in the acute period, not just in the time that we see families, but thinking long term. So essentially, if we hand a baby back to a family, and I'm talking, metaphorically, where we sort of have done everything that we possibly can to care for that infant and hand it back, if that parent
Hmm.
really doesn't have the tools or doesn't even have the long term ability, to say, even call back for help, because I think that's a gap in care as well. Sajal, is that they just kind of, struggle through the process.
Hmm.
Are you finding that when a parent is connected better with their
Hmm.
infant,
Hmm.
that they have the ability to communicate more of, maybe if a behavior does change or shift or is negative, do they
Hmm.
call back sooner? Are you finding that there is more connection there for them?
Yes. So when I'm teaching these parents infant massage, I don't
Mhm.
usually go in and teach them like oh, let's do a full body massage. That's not what we
Right.
are aiming for. What we are aiming for is giving them little digestible pieces of information that they can
Mm,
apply to their day to day with their baby, like a
right.
diaper changes,
Right.
and then they realize that, okay, if I did this and this helped my baby, maybe I can do a little more or learn a little bit more. And
Right.
they will actually say that, oh yeah, when I did this, this helped the baby. And when I did this, the next time they'll tell you there was a, what did the baby do, right? The
Right.
baby is an equal partner in this equation.
Yeah.
So if the baby, it did not respond the way we expect them to respond after a frenotomy, in terms of like, okay, when I'm giving them a massage, are they withdrawing their leg or feet? When they are when you're touching their arms, oh, they don't like their right arm being stretched out, or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
All of us, all of our body is one piece, and it's all connected.
Mm,
And that includes the tongue, that includes the floor of the mouth, that includes our jaw. So if something is upsetting our tummies, it's going to upset a lot of the other systems in our body. So what we're trying to teach parents is that you can access a lot of their oral stuff through other parts of their body as well,
right.
without actually always sticking your fingers in their mouth. So, and then they will eventually, realize that, okay, when I do this, this helps my baby a lot more,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I think that this is something that the controversy does lie in the fingers in the mouth, and how much, how often. And of course, I would say every human being is so different. So
Hmm.
it's not a measure that it is going to be concrete.
Yes.
And that is still something that we're obviously learning and
Mm-hmm.
understanding, in this process of post frenotomy.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to talk to you about attachment because I know that you're familiar with attachment theory. It's something I feel like we've kind of gotten away from talking about, but yet it's also the one it's the thing
Yeah.
that's really it binds us together long term. So
Yes.
this is how parenting changes.
Mm-hmm.
If you grow up as a parent and become an attached parent, you have an attached child, the
Mm-hmm.
relationship molds into something that really is has a strength and it pays off.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, is this something that massage actually helps with?
It does. It does. The one we the one thing we must understand is that the only way we experience our world, including our parents, is
Mm-hmm.
through our sensory experiences.
Mm,
Right. So
interesting.
when you are experiencing as a baby, or even as an adult, when you're experiencing something that is um, not fun and not the thing that you would like to kind of do,
Mm-hmm.
that includes postpartum care. um, all of these perception of the discomfort or the pain or whatever that may be is
Mm-hmm.
connected with what you are seeing, what you're hearing, what it feels like on your skin. And
Right.
so you can deliver these messages of safety and love and trust through that skin organ, right? So
Mm,
how do we promote that to induce buffering effects, basically,
right.
right?
Yeah.
It acts as a buffer towards that attachment piece.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
if we see culturally, especially here in the North America or Europe, you will see that a lot of these babies uh, have a lack of touch,
Right.
right? Because we are very much culturally, we are a busy culture,
Mm-hmm.
and parents have so many other things to take care of, not enough support. So how do we protect that bond that is between the parent and the baby? How do we keep that attachment, kind of the sacred space between the parent
Mm-hmm.
and the baby? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel that that is where, as lactation consultants, we have that front row seat to
Right.
how that attachment is playing out. And by educating parents, we are helping them continue to have that attachment, right?
Right. Yeah.
So if we want to prevent any kind of um, stress or a break in that attachment, then we have to understand how we are participating, and what is our role as lactation consultants in preventing that, and helping these parents stay connected through the stresses.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And at any point, I feel that, families are going to be faced with some type of adversity
mhm,
in their lives with their children.
mhm,
Things happen.
mhm,
And so in this sense, it is truly profound that there are behaviors that we can help them shift into, and modalities like massage,
mhm,
in order to support the infant as they grow
mhm,
and heal and go on to their next part of the journey. Well,
mhm.
thank you so much, Sejal. That was absolutely fabulous. Learning from you all the time, my friend. It's exciting to have you here at
Thank you.
Gold Tongue Tie. And so, for everyone listening in, head over to goldtonguetie.com. Our conference is just about to begin, and we are delighted to say that we have some free and open access keynote presentations for you as well that you can register for today, as well as Sejal's presentation coming up. You can check out all the details online for all the time zones that you're in. We will look forward to seeing you. Thank you again, Sejal, for being with me here
Thank you.
today. It's been lovely having you. And we'll look forward to seeing all of our viewers online. Bye bye for now, everyone.